Hello.
There you go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karishma Prasad, and tonight I'd like to share a short story with you. As Uncle said, I've lived in several different countries, and through my education primarily in Brazil, Russia, and now the US, I've been encouraged to serve the community needs. I've done this in my own ways through dancing at concerts, through raising funds by selling notes, but as I got more involved in community service, I began to wonder where the funds were going and who I was helping. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, you have the same questions as well. So this curiosity took me to India, where I spent 3 weeks interacting with those who are less privileged than most of us. I was amazed to see the hope these children had in their eyes as they looked up at us, and the dreams and dedications this dedication and determination these children had. And I'm now convinced that with a little bit of our support, these children can become confident and fully prepared for the future. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the story I'd like to share with you tonight. The world of underprivileged children can be divided in several ways. I have chosen to divide it in 4 categories. Children who suffer from HIV and AIDS, those who need protection, those who need aid for basic survival, those who lack education, and are victims of gender discrimination. Although all 4 areas are equally important, I'm only going to talk about the ones listed in green. Identifying these areas of concern is important. However, we as an educated society must take a step forward and find ways of improving the conditions. Governments play their roles by passing policies, but I advocate that implementation and funding is necessary, which bodies such as Vibha do, to create a better tomorrow for the children. I hope through the next few slides you will see the fantastic work Vibha is doing, and however there are a few gaps, we as a community must come together and address those needs. The first project I'd like to talk about is Prayas. Prayas is located in Jaipur, and Prayas is a beautiful word. It means endeavor, a quest to never, ever, ever give up. Prayas caters to mentally challenged children in Jaipur. But before I get into all of that, I'd like to talk about one special aspect of Prayas. Prayas raises health awareness by educating doctors to identify mentally challenged children early on. By doing this, doctors encourage the parents to take their children to institutions such as Prayas, and therefore this increases the chance of survival for these children. There are 140 mentally challenged children worldwide, and India, as you can see, contributes to a lot of the population. There are several categories of mentally challenged children, 5 actually, and these categories are based on IQ levels. Just for reference, the average IQ of a person is about 100. So the 5 categories are borderline, mild, moderate, severe, and profound. In this spectrum, you can see that the borderline children with a little bit of treatment and mild children with quite a lot of treatment can begin to do their daily activities independently. My friend Rakesh here can ride the bicycle, and he conducts the daily assembly and recites the national anthem every day. However, there are also children who fall under the severe and profound category who need constant supervision and aid for all daily activities. Here, I'd like to point out the dedication and commitment of the teachers in Prayas. A very special aspect of Prayas is vocational training. Here, Prayas takes the borderline children and mild children and teaches them how to cook, cut, and tailor. Ajay here is stitching a blouse, for example, and when I visited Prayas, they gave me samples of their work to show to everyone. Here is a pencil case pillowcase, which they themselves stitched and dyed, in fact. Like the cloth, they dyed that. And here are Jaipuri slippers, which they made out of clay. And so they really are proud of their work, and their work is really beautiful, but it's even more beautiful because it comes right from their hearts. And a key element, I believe, in the vocational training is that these children, the earnings of these children go directly to their bank accounts, which is very important because this builds their self-confidence and it ensures the future for them. The third important aspect of Prayas are their integrated schools. Here, mainstream children and mentally challenged children come together and share daily activities such as lunch and the daily assembly. And these children, the mainstream children, push the mentally challenged children onwards and encourage them and help them become successful in whatever they're doing. The camaraderie between them is fantastic. Here, you can see the fantastic way Vibha is spending their funds. However, there is still much room for improvement. There are 25 to 30 children packed in a small room and in the sweltering heat and without a fan. And this, I don't think, it's not an ideal condition for learning. Additionally, a health clinic set up by Prayas, which provided free consultation, free doctor consultation, and free vaccination, was shut down because of lack of funds. The funds which I'm talking about are about $3,000 a year. And to close off the project Prayas, I'd like to show you a short video clip of a girl named Hina who touched my heart. She had a very traumatic childhood where she saw her father kill her mother and uncle. And Prayas has helped her move forward in life, and you will see what I mean by this video clip. Hina is truly my hero because even though she faced a very difficult childhood, she wished me the best of luck for the future and hoped that I became successful in life. So that really touched my heart. The next project. The next project I'd like to talk about is Alam, which is located in Delhi. As we all know, Delhi is a rich and powerful city. However, there has been a lot of resettlement. Alam steps in and helps these resettled families, mostly those of beggars and rickshaw pullers. But before I get into that, I'd like to talk about one special aspect of Alam, which I'm going to call microfinancing. This literally is a small kiddie fund of about 1,500 to 2,000 rupees, or $30 to $50, where resettled families in need can come and take interest-free loans. I believe that this is very important because this teaches family responsibility and also teaches them how to use their money well. The worldwide literacy rate for females is 77%. And the literacy rate for females in India is 47%. This increases the likelihood of women to be discriminated against in India. It is Alam's goal to remove this discrimination and empower the women. Alam accomplishes this through a three-step process. First, Alam holds regular conferences in rural areas to raise the awareness of gender equality. Then they educate the girls and then provide them with a vocation. In this cartoon here, Alam is asking the parents whether they're feeding their son and daughter equally well. And in the training center, girls are taught to become tailors and beauticians, and they're taught how to handle computers. And I believe that this is very important because this gives them confidence, and also they can contribute to their families, becoming even more confident that way. The next aspect of Alam, which is very important, is the non-formal education and the remedial schooling. As I mentioned, the resettled families are generally very, very poor, and oftentimes the children cannot obtain an education. So Alam intervenes and provides them with non-formal education, teaching them basic principles such that they can enter a government school. Once they enter a government school, Alam continues to support them by providing extra classes. And by finishing up Alam, I'd like to show you a short video clip of the efforts of the teachers in the classroom.
Quick ones again.
And the third project which I visited was a blind school in Ranchi, which is my hometown. The world population of blind children is about 90 million, and India contributes to more than 1/6 of that population. I spent 2 weeks in Ranchi with these children. I spent time with them, playing with them, singing with them, and I also taught them. I taught them conversational English, like basic English, and some general knowledge. Through this clip, I'd just like to show you the eagerness they have, the eagerness to learn, and they have a very special talent, which you will see in this video clip. What is your name? How old are you?
I am 11 years old.
Who is your favorite cricket player?
My favorite cricketer is
He has provided them with another sense, like a stronger sense, the sense of sound. And Vikram here was able to pick up from sound that the ball was coming in the opposite direction, so he quickly changed and he was able to hit the ball. So I was very impressed by that. And I'd like to pay a tribute to the teachers. Without them, none of this would have been possible. Their commitment, dedication, and passion for the children is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, as I wind down, I'd like to share a thought with you. Here is my silhouette. As you can see, here is my nose, and this is my hand decorated with henna. And as we were leaving the slums of Jaipur, a young, beautiful girl came running to me. Her hands, you can see, are also decorated with henna. And she came out and she ran to me and she tried to grab my hand. So the question, ladies and gentlemen, is what prevented her? We all see her very clearly, but what is not as apparent is that there's a glass ceiling partitioning us, as is evident from her flattened nose. So I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to take a closer look, to shatter the glass, and pull these children on aboard with us. Thank you.
Are there any questions for that?
Yeah, I have one question. Give a standing ovation.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Parcel of this great event. I call it as a very great event because whatever the might through this performance is going for a very, very noble cause. Thank you all for being with us today evening, and I think the heroine of the day was Karishma. She came to me before the commencement of this this evening, and she was feeling little jittery and nervous. She said, "Uncle," I said, "till after 42 years of my career, every time I face a microphone, I see hundreds of thousands of butterflies in my stomach. Look at me. That's how I have developed like this." As long as that fear is inside you, you will be very sincere. And you enjoy what you are doing. It will definitely contaminate the people sitting before you. And what exactly she has done. And really the best part of the evening is the narration by Karishma. God bless you. Until day before yesterday, who knew about Jharkhand?